Welcome to my channel. Hello everyone. In this video, let's talk about this apparent nurses' exploitation in healthcare. Let's have a deep dive into this possible disturbing reality. Nurses are the backbone of healthcare systems worldwide, providing crucial care, compassion, and expertise to patients. However, beneath the surface of their essential role lies a troubling reality of exploitation and challenges that nurses face daily. But first, this video is brought to you by Care to Heal channel. Kindly support my channel so that I can continue to create educational videos like this. Please like and subscribe below. This video delves into the various aspects of apparent exploitation experienced by nurses in healthcare, highlighting the causes, consequences, and potential solutions to address this pressing issue. Nursing is a profession revered for its dedication to healing and caring for others. Yet, nurses often find themselves in situations where their well-being and professional integrity are compromised. The apparent exploitation of nurses in healthcare manifests in various forms, including understaffing, long working hours, inadequate compensation, and lack of support systems. These issues not only affect the quality of care provided to patients but also take a toll on the physical, mental, and emotional health of nurses themselves. One of the most significant challenges faced by nurses is understaffing, which leads to overwork and burnout. Nurses are often required to work long hours, sometimes without breaks, to compensate for the shortage of staff. This not only affects their physical health but also leaves them mentally and emotionally drained. Overwork can lead to a decline in the quality of care provided, as exhausted nurses are more likely to make mistakes or overlook important details. However, please put in mind that nurses prefer to work 12-hour shift instead of 8-hour shift. Despite the demanding nature of their work, nurses are often inadequately compensated for their efforts. Many nurses struggle to make ends meet, especially those working in low-income areas or in underfunded healthcare facilities. The lack of competitive salaries and benefits not only demotivates nurses but also contributes to high turnover rates in the profession. Nurses often find themselves lacking the necessary support systems to cope with the demands of their job. The emotional toll of caring for patients, especially in critical or end-of-life situations, can be overwhelming. However, many healthcare facilities fail to provide adequate counseling or mental health support for nurses, leaving them to deal with these challenges on their own. Nursing is a predominantly female profession, and gender disparities play a significant role in the apparent exploitation of nurses. Women are often undervalued and underpaid compared to their male counterparts in other healthcare professions. This gender bias not only affects the financial well-being of nurses but also contributes to a lack of respect for the profession as a whole. How about hiring international nurses? International nurses often face challenges and exploitation when seeking employment abroad. Recruitment agencies play a significant role in this process, and accusations of exploitation are not uncommon. These accusations typically revolve around several key issues, including deceptive recruitment practices, unfair working conditions, and inadequate support. Is there any deceptive recruitment practices happening? Recruiters may use deceptive tactics to lure international nurses into accepting positions that are different from what was initially promised. This can include misrepresentation of job responsibilities, working conditions, and compensation packages. Some recruiters may also charge exorbitant fees for their services, leaving nurses in debt before they even start their new jobs. How about unfair working conditions? Once recruited, international nurses may find themselves working in conditions that are significantly different from what they were led to expect. This can include long working hours, inadequate rest periods, and lack of access to necessary resources and support. In some cases, nurses may be subjected to unsafe working conditions or discriminatory practices. International nurses often face challenges in adjusting to a new country and healthcare system. Recruiters are expected to provide support and guidance during this transition period, but many fail to do so. Nurses may be left to navigate complex immigration processes, cultural differences, and unfamiliar work environments on their own, leading to feelings of isolation and vulnerability. The exploitation of international nurses raises legal and ethical concerns. Recruiters have a responsibility to act in the best interests of the nurses they represent, but in many cases, their actions fall short of these standards. Nurses may find themselves in situations where their rights are not protected, and they are unable to advocate for themselves due to language barriers or fear of reprisal. In response to these issues, there have been calls for reform in the recruitment and employment of international nurses. This includes greater transparency in recruitment practices, regulation of recruitment agencies, and stronger legal protections for nurses. Some countries have implemented measures to address these concerns, but more action is needed to ensure the fair treatment of international nurses. Possible consequences of exploitation. The exploitation of nurses in healthcare has far-reaching consequences, affecting not only the nurses themselves but also patient care and the healthcare system as a whole. Burnout and high turnover rates among nurses lead to a shortage of experienced staff, which can compromise patient safety and quality of care. Additionally, the stress and emotional toll of exploitation can negatively impact nurses' mental and physical health, leading to higher rates of illness and absenteeism. What about potential solutions? Addressing the apparent exploitation of nurses in healthcare requires a multifaceted approach. Improving working conditions, including adequate staffing levels and reasonable work hours, is essential to reducing overwork and burnout among nurses. Additionally, healthcare facilities must offer competitive salaries and benefits to attract and retain qualified nursing staff. Providing access to counseling and mental health support can also help nurses cope with the emotional challenges of their job. The apparent exploitation of nurses in healthcare is a complex issue that requires urgent attention. Improving working conditions, addressing gender disparities, and providing adequate support systems are crucial steps towards ensuring the well-being of nurses and the quality of care they provide. By taking these steps, we can create a healthcare system that values and respects the contributions of nurses, ultimately benefiting patients, nurses, and society as a whole. However, let's remember as well that many healthcare institutions are still in debt because of excessive budget utilized during the pandemic. In fact, many hospitals are now facing bankruptcy and potential closure. In view of the apparent exploitation of international nurses by recruiters is a serious issue that requires attention at both the national and international levels. By addressing deceptive recruitment practices, improving working conditions, and providing adequate support, we can create a more equitable and respectful environment for international nurses seeking employment abroad. We are hoping that the global shortage of nurses will be resolved. May all parties value the healthcare system and amend the system's guidelines. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe below. See you in my next video.